hike number 6 is a hike I just did relatively recently. It's called Herman Gulch. It's in Dillon, Colorado, and this one is 59 minutes away, barely clocking in under an hour away from downtown. It's about 7.5 miles out and back, and it's rated as moderate as well. So you're gonna have a slow gradual incline in some harder areas and some easier. Now the perk of this is it follows along a gulch, so it's kind of like a little valley with water in the middle, like a stream, creek, whatever you want to call it. So there's a good chance you're gonna see wildlife if you're hiking in the earlier hours or the later hours, because if people aren't there to scare them, the animals are gonna want to migrate toward this area to get some fresh water. And another perk is that Colorado typically can be a bit drier, especially in the warmer months. So because of all the water that kind of aggregates along this hike, you're going to get more of a green, lush scenery opposed to a little bit more barren or rocky or arid, as you might expect to see in some areas in Colorado. It does have really good views. Nothing panoramic, but you can just kind of turn your head from now and then, and you'll be open in a bit of a meadow or a valley, and then you'll see these big mountains surrounding you, and it's really pretty. You feel a bit smaller, and then you gradually climb up to the top, and then you feel big, and then you see the beautiful Herman Lake at the end. It's a little alpine lake. It's tucked against the side of a mountain, and makes for a good place to relax before you make your way back down. Now, hike number 7 is Mount Falcon. This, to me, isn't more of a traditional, typical hike, but I kind of think of it as more of a spot, similar to St. Mary's Glacier in a way. You kind of drive up the top of the mountain, and then you walk alongside the top, which is really cool. I would consider it more of an easy hike, so if you don't want something that's going to be too rigorous, that's going to kick your butt too much, this is a really good option. It's only 40 minutes from downtown, and it has a mixture of features. Again, so you're at the top of the mountain, so you get great views of Denver, because it's right at the beginning of the Front Range of the Rocky Mountains. You're going to get great views of Denver. You're going to get great views of the Rocky Mountains around you. And there's a little lookout tower if you follow the trail that I'm recommending. It's called the Castle, Meadow, and Tower Trails. Now, if you follow to the right, if you start at the west parking lot and you tuck towards the right, there's going to be a little lookout tower towards the west where you're going to see the amazing big mountains. And if you keep on going up a little bit, there'll be a little lookout tower where you get great views of Denver and the other Front Range mountains that are right next to you. If you keep on going, you'll eventually reach the castle ruins. Now, don't think it's anything you're going to see from Scotland or England, but it's just kind of an old brick structure that you can tell somebody used to have residence in, and it was destroyed by a thunderstorm. But anyways, it's a really cool addition to an already cool trail and spot. And if you keep on going even further to the end, you get a nice open view, even more so than the lookout tower, because you're literally at the edge of the mountain. You get a nice open view of the Red Rocks Amphitheater, which is a really famous concert venue. And then Denver, you'll probably see some boulder and other red rocks that are jutting out from the terrain on the eastern plains. Now, hike number 8. For those of you that really want to do it big, you like hiking, you like the views, but you really want the best views. You don't care as much about the waterfalls or the nice scenery along the way. It's not about so much the journey, it's about the end destination, the extreme adrenaline, open views, all that crazy stuff. This is going to be the best hike for you that is an hour away from Denver. This is called Mount Snicktow. It's classified as a 13er, meaning it's 13,000 feet above sea level. Keep in mind that Denver is 5,000 feet above sea level, so you're going essentially 1.5 times higher, 2.5 times higher than Denver is. This is located around the Loveland area. It's about an hour and 5 minutes away. It's 4 miles there and back, which sounds not that bad, but it's rated as difficult. The first 1.5 miles is straight incline. It's going to be very windy because you're really exposed. You're going to be starting pretty much above tree line. And yeah, you're going to get amazing views the whole way around. It's going to be super rocky, and the dirt is going to be loose, so keep careful with your footing. It's a good idea to probably invest in hiking boots and trekking poles if you're serious about it. And then yeah, you're going to get great views of the other surrounding mountains, little lakes that are tucked down between the mountains, which you get great views of. You might see some wildlife along the way. And once you get to the top, you're going to feel like you're king of the world. The views are absolutely insane, panoramic. You're going to be towering above most other mountains around you, except for the 14ers and other 13ers. But anyways, you're going to feel like you're among the clouds, even higher than the clouds. So can't recommend it enough. It's a great hike. It's hard and short, but it'll be a great experience for you if you're willing to work your butt off 4 miles. Now, hike number 9. This is another boulder hike. This hike is called Loaf Mountain. This is an hour and 1 minute away from Denver. I had to get that 1 minute in there. And it's 1.3 miles round trip. It's super short, and it's rated as moderate, so it's not going to be like Snake Tower where you're, busting your tail trying to get to the top. It'll be a little tough in some spots, but it won't kill you. That's for sure. Now, again, this rated as moderate, and the top of the mountain is 8,888 feet above sea level. So you're pretty high up there in regards to your surroundings. You get amazing panoramic views at the top, which is something that a lot of people love. Along the way, you're going to experience some wildflowers depending on the season. It's not very rocky, which is great. It's a very well-maintained trail. And then, but while you get closer to the top, you're going to be on the ridge of the mountain, very open and exposed, and it feels really cool. And then, yeah, again, since it's panoramic, you can see the massive mountains in the distance. You're going to see Rocky Mountain National Park, the mountains right close up to you, and you're also going to see Boulder and the Eastern Plains and all that stuff. Now, hike number 10, last but definitely not least. For me personally, this is my favorite all-around hike, 1 hour away from Denver. If I had to pick, my favorite is Button Rock Dam via Sleepy Line Trail. This is in Leons, Colorado, which is between Denver, between Boulder and Rocky Mountain National Park. So it's an hour and 9 minutes away. Not quite an hour, but if it's less than an hour and 10, I would still kind of round down to an hour. It's 6 miles round trip. It's a loop, and it's rated as moderate. The first 3 miles are really where the trail shines. You slowly go up, switching back and forth. It's a bit tough, I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna probably have to stop a few times to get your breath. And then you get up to this point eventually, and then everything opens up, and you see a really beautiful, massive reservoir, which if you're native to Colorado or you've been living in the area for long enough, you have come to understand that reservoirs are kind of rare, and if they are there, they're not so pretty, they're not that big as you might expect. This one, it looks like it's hanging out, it's really beautiful, and it's tucked right up against mountains as usual. And in the background, you get to see Long's Peak, which is a 14er, and it is like the crown jewel of Rocky Mountain National Park. It's a gorgeous mountain, and it's right in the distance, and right in front of it, you see this beautiful water surrounded the mountains, and you're sitting somewhere in between the water and Long's Peak as far as elevation, so it makes for a really good view and really great atmosphere. And the hike itself was a lot of fun. At the end, unfortunately, it's a dirt road to get back, but you have a nice river following you on one side, which makes for some nice scenery and good vibes. That's my top 10 hikes 1 hour away from Denver, everybody. Again, there are plenty more that I could include on this list, but these are just my top 10 favorite that I've done personally. I've done all of them. I'm not pulling anything off of all trails that I haven't done. I can vouch for them each, and I would do them all again in a heartbeat. I've done a few of them multiple times, to be honest, because they're so much fun, and if you don't have a whole day to drive 3 hours away and try and camp and all that stuff, and you want to do a really great hike, but don't want to drive too far, an hour away hike is perfect for a day hike, and you can still do stuff at night if you want to. And if you're on vacation, you want to try and cram as much as you can possibly into your itinerary. I know I've been there. This is a perfect chance for you to take what I've already done and apply it and have an amazing trip, vacation, or weekend if you live here yourself. So that's the video, everybody. Please like the video if you liked what I had to show and say. Comment below what your thoughts are of the hikes. Am I missing any amazing trails that are an hour away from Denver that you would vouch for, that would probably take the place of any of these? Please subscribe so you can see more content like this. See more about Colorado, Denver, and my future travel endeavors that will be coming to you on camera soon. Peace.